Hello there. Are you not the best air player in the world, but you still want to grind air? Well, there's two ways to do it. You either play Air RB with a plan that gets air spawn, or you come into Simulator, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, you can do this with any tier. This is actually one of the few places I prefer to play top tier, but what we're going to do is... but you can still do it with lower tiers. What we're going to do is we need to go into the controls, and you need to set, what do you call sight. Hold up, let me type. So you type sight here and switch sight mode in cockpit. You're going to want this put up to something, right? Because what we're going to be doing is you want a plane that's decently fast that can bomb bases. I don't even think this can really bomb bases that well, but I'm going to do it anyway just to show it off. We're going to be using the Bison here. I'm putting up the fuel. I'm going to turn on the engine with I. I do have a joystick, but I'm just going to use my mouse just to show you guys that you don't need a joystick to do it. So you're going to throttle up, you're going to take off the runway. One of the reasons it's actually easier to play top tier is because jets generally are much easier to take off the runway, because with some prop planes they go a little bit out of control, especially if you don't use the trimming, which you don't really need to do in general. But we're going to take off, bring the gear up, bring the flaps up. And now we're going to switch sight mode to bombs. And now what will happen is when you look down at the ground, you'll actually notice a little blip. See that little blip there, that little circle with the dot? That's where my bombs will land. And we're going to go bomb a base. Now, the way sim works is that you can be like on your phone watching shorts if you're doing this. Like, this is how easy it is. Basically, all you have to do is get 600 points, like these points, every 15 minutes. That's all. You get a bonus if you land after the 15 minutes is done. But sometimes what I just like to do is I just like to wait until those 15 minutes are up, take off, and then land again, and then just leave the game, because that 15 minutes is all good. Now, if you have a large booster, I always recommend people playing Simulator, because the problem with playing, not playing Simulator is that, sure, the booster, you may technically be able to get more research playing RB. However, with RB, you, might not get 4 kills, which is what you need to do to be more efficient. And also, the games usually last way less time. So, where a booster, you can get the full 30 minutes out of a booster when you play Simulator. But you can't do that. You can't do that if you're not playing Simulator. If you're playing realistic battles, it's very rare that you get a game that lasts 30 minutes. Anyway, so we're gonna see what this base is. It's gonna be a little bit of a headache. Actually, gonna put a marker on it just to make it a little bit easier. But that might not even come up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look. We need to actually look. So we're gonna have a look at the rivers here, so we can get a kind of idea of where it would be. And there it is right there. We can actually see the marker I put down. That's that little crosshair there. Really good stuff. I'm just going to drop all my bombs on this, but you probably don't even need to drop all your bombs most of the time. Really good stuff. I didn't even use my bomb sight then. I just used my intuition, which you don't need to use all of like these fancy gadgets. Like if you're playing like, let's say a 6.0 bomber or something, like the Ju-288, which is another really good plane to do this in, you can just use your intuition if you so desire. Base is a pretty large target, so we've actually only done 300 points, right? Do we have any G3, you say? It's over there, don't worry about it. So I'm just gonna land and go get more bombs. This is not the best bomber for it. There are plenty more planes that you should do it in, but I will be back with more bombs. Now, I actually see an enemy here, and I can tell it's an enemy because on my radar, it comes up with 2 lines next to a horizontal line. For some reason, it's not coming up right now, so I'm actually going to turn my radar off, and I'm going to sneak up behind him with my guns. I don't have any rockets, and rockets would actually absolutely decimate this guy, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to go at him with guns to get the rest of my 600 points. Now, he's not going to be able to tell too easily if I'm on him, because without my radar on, he's not even getting an RWR from me. So we'd only really know if he hears me, basically. And I'm going to try and come up right behind him, because that's where it'll be really hard for him to hear me. There you go. Took him out. Ah, shame I didn't actually get the land. Well, I guess you'll get to see the full potential, even if you don't land. Landing gives you an extra 25% of research on top of this, by the way. So I only played for 10 minutes. Keep this in mind, I only played for 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and I got 11,000 research. If I played for 15 minutes, I would have gotten 15,000 research. And if I landed, I would have gotten 20,000 research. Now keep that in mind, 20,000 research for 15 minutes is really, really good, right? Now, that's with 0 boosters at all. If you, let's say, hypothetically, you were to have a 600% research booster, that 20,000 research would turn most likely into 44,000 research. That would be my first guess, right? And then on top of that, if you then play for 30 minutes instead, you're looking at nearly 100,000 research in about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more than 30 minutes because you got to land, of course. So that averages to around 2,000 research a minute, in fact, over, right? So if you're unlucky, you'll get something like 1,000 research a minute. If you're lucky, you get 2,500 research a minute. That's kind of what you're looking at, which is about the maximum you can get playing AirRB as a good player, right? Now, if you get really lucky with AirRB, you can get more, and you can get very lucky, but unfortunately, it's very rare for an AirRB match to get to 30 minutes and to get 4 player kills, right? If you can force that 100% of the time, yeah, sure, that's gonna get you more research. But unlike AirRB, Simulator is a lot more consistent, especially if you play smaller maps. Smaller maps include Maginot Line. In fact, you can see most of these games are actually Maginot Line, specifically because it's one of the smaller maps. Some others, let's have a look at some of the... Let's have a look at some of the different maps. I'll show you the maps that I know are small. Calcangol is small. Sorry, not Calcangol. Maginot Line is small. Sicily is small. Stalingrad is small. And these Zhengjus are small, right? Also Winter Stalingrad. I'm not too sure what other ones are small. There might be some other smaller ones. I know for a fact Spain and Smolensk are large. I know Rocky Canyon is very large. Ruhr might be small, but again, I'm not too sure. Yeah, these are the ones I'm 100% sure are small maps. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Good luck out there. Get the plan of your dreams. Bye-bye. Subscribe. It's a child! I got his engine, don't worry. Finish him. The enemy team just fucking crumpled, bro. Look, someone spawned! Let me kill him. Oh.